Dokkan Battle video, and today what we're going to be doing, as you can see here, we are going to be making a tier list. And so this is going to be a two-parter. As you can see, this is like every LR in the game so far. What we will be doing in this part 1 is we will be ranking the top, we'll create a tier list of what I believe to be the best summonable LRs, and then in part 2 we'll go over the free-to-play ones. But as you know, obviously seen right here, there are mixed, so the free-to-play as well as the summonable LRs are all here. We're gonna ignore the summonable LRs. We're gonna ignore the free-to-play LRs, and we're gonna focus on the summonable ones. So as you can see here, this is SS rank, S, A, B, C, D, and then trash rank. So we're just gonna go in order with the first row, second row, third row. Okay, so as you can see, these guys so far are, do I consider Piccolo to be free to play? I would say so, because he is World Tournament, and the World Tournament does give out free tickets, so you can obtain him free to play. Okay, so our first first LR will be Int Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Now, this Gohan is probably one of the best nukers in the game for the punching bag event, but he also still hits very hard, so he's not bad, but he still hits pretty decently hard. The only issue with him is defense. Defense is where he is lacking, because his whole thing is he, does a lot of damage, so he's a damage dealer overall. And for that, I'm gonna have to put him in C rank. I might move him up. So this list can change, this list can go up and down. I might move it depending on whether or not I feel, this character maybe doesn't deserve to be in C rank. Say with Gohan, maybe I decide to move him to B rank later on. Okay, Majin Vegeta. Majin Vegeta's in the same boat as him. He's got some defense, he's got decent defense for, like, say, Dokkan events, but you can't really take him into extremely hard events where he's gonna get, like, pummeled, like Super Battle Road. As well as, the new Extreme Super Battle Road, Legendary Goku event, Infinite Dragon Ball History. I mean, he is runnable in just regular Super Battle Road, but you do need to protect him, which is why I will also put him in C rank, because, yes, his damage is good, but in terms of just being able to defend, he does need to be a little defended and guarded. Alright, now STR Broly. I don't think this Broly is as bad as everyone makes him out to get. The thing that kills him is his passive, where he, like, kills his own defense, but he launches an additional super attack. He is still considered one of the best LRs for the World Tournament, and for that, I'm just going to put him in D rank. I don't think he's complete trash. He's still decently runnable, if you want to put it nicely. Because since he does kill his defense, he will get, like, pummeled. Okay, so LR Tech Goku, Black, and Zamasu. So just like many of the other LRs, he still hits really hard. So many of these older LRs are big damage dealers, but they do lack in defense. But luckily for Goku, Black, and Zamasu, they actually have better defense than these two, and definitely more than him. So for being able to both have a decent attack stat and defend, as well as his teams, like, his teams are amazing. Like, he's gonna get a buff with the upcoming LR Rose Goku Black that's gonna be coming, and he's gonna get a buff from that. And then he's in Realm of Gods, which is probably one of the most busted categories in the game right now. For that, I'm gonna put him in B rank. Okay, so Goten and Trunks, or LR Mighty Mask, as people say. So these guys, again, it's usually the same story with all of these. They still hit really hard. They're still good damage dealers. They have moderate defense, but because, personally, I've used them, and I don't really see them as being, like, really cool and, like, they're, like, exceptional units. They're not on a whole bunch of categories, and I feel like what they lack is a good linking partner with them, which I think really hurts them, as well as, like, some of their teams, like on Youth. Like, Youth needs, like, a real real good leader to lead that team. We are gonna get the Dokkan Fest exclusive in Gotenks, but I feel like this character needs a little bit more to just push him up a bit. For that, I'm putting him. Nope, he's better than Broly. Gonna put him in D rank. Okay, so you're free to play. LR physical Trunks. Now this Trunks is still very, very good because he has a 50% chance to crit. So, as well as the teams he's on right now, like Vegeta's family, they're getting buffs. I mean, he's just still pretty good to this day. Again, moderate damage dealer with moderate defense, and so he's just gonna go with Majin Vegeta and Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Bojack. Now Bojack is a special case because Bojack, like, this is gonna be probably the same repeating story, but again, hits very hard. Only issue with him, he has no good linking partner, and what I mean by that is that his links, so his links are good. The only issue is not many characters share the same links as him. So what we would need Bojack to get in order for him to really show off his true potential is another Bojack card. I mean, they could easily do a Bojack Dokkan Fest exclusive with Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from the Bojack movie easily. I mean, that would sell. I mean, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan always sells. And then they can make a godly Bojack that you can pair up with this LR. I mean, this LR would then easily jump higher up on this tier list. But for right now, since he honestly doesn't have a whole lot going for him because of his lack of linking partners, I'm gonna put him in B rank because, you know, like, he's still got that potential. He's got the potential to be really, really good. He just lacks someone there to, like, help him out. Okay, now this Super Saiyan 3 Goku. This Super Saiyan 3 Goku has good defense and decent attack. The only issue is you got to pick your cards with him. On his 18 key, he does, like, amazing damage. The downside is he kills his own defense. But with the 12 key, he doesn't do as much damage, but he has 160% defense. So, with Super Saiyan 3 Goku, he's good. He really is. He can both hit very hard as well as defend very, very well. And for that, I'm going to put him in A. Okay. Beerus and Whis. Now, Beerus and Whis, since the release of Physical LR Beerus, STR Whis, and Vados, they are a godly rotation. Realm of Gods has gotten so much better with them. Physical Beerus as your lead. Throw Whis, you throw Vados, you throw Beerus and Whis on there. You know, they've got Connoisseur, they heal on their 12 and 18 key super attack. I mean, they're just really good all around. And for that, I'm putting them in an A tier. Bardock. Now, Bardock, I think, is a unit that is kind of slept on because he's kind of like almost forgotten, is what I would say. Bardock can still hit pretty hard and he can defend pretty well when facing multiple enemies, so he's still really viable in Super Battle Road. But since we did just get a Dokkan Fest exclusive Bardock for Saiyan Day, he's kind of been thrown under the blanket or under the bus, I would say. I mean, like I said, he's still good. He's just like, there's a better option of him now with the Dokkan Fest version. And for that, I'm putting him in C. Okay, we're gonna go down here now. Trunks and Mai. Now, Trunks and Mai, they're very dependent on Time Traveler's allies because they gain attack and defense per Time Traveler's category allies on the team. So they're kind of limited in that you need to pair them up with Time Travelers. Because personally, from what I've used them, because like I have them, they're really dependent on Time Travelers because if you don't have them with a ton of other Time Travelers like partners, they do tend to struggle with defense. I mean, in terms of attack power, they can still get up to like almost a 5 million attack stat. I mean, and they're pretty old. But I mean, due to their like kind of almost like a restriction with needing Time Travelers allies for that extra boost in attack and defense, I'm putting them in D. Okay, the two Super Saiyan 4s. For me, the two Super Saiyan 4s are equal but Goku kind of slightly edges out against Vegeta in that on both his 12 and 18 ki, he greatly raises defense. For that, to me, is much more valuable than Vegeta's, who he greatly raises attack on 12 ki, but on 18 ki he raises his defense. And the reason is that Goku, he starts out with attack, but Vegeta starts out with defense. Now, if we're talking about viability, both of them are easily viable for Super Battle Road, Infinite Dragon Ball History, Legendary Goku event, but because Vegeta is so good in the new Extreme Super Battle Road, he's gonna be our first S tier. But that does not mean Goku should be slept on. Goku is also still very good. They can easily super attack their active skills on turn 4, which is, I don't think people understand how good that is, because there's no restrictions, and you're always going to get to turn 4 Dokkan events, obviously in the longer events, and you can save their active skill because there's no restrictions on it. Both of them are going to go in S rank, but Vegeta is just going to be a little bit in front of Goku due to his viability in one of the most hardest events in the game right now, which is Extreme Super Battle Road. Physical Cell. Okay. Now, Physical Cell, on paper, he seems good. He's got good defense, he's got good attack. But when actually using him, he's not as good as he seems. He can, okay, in terms of damage, Cell can put out damage. There's no doubt about that. Cell can put out damage. I mean, his defense is a little lackluster though. Despite having like 13k defense, his defense is still pretty lackluster. And for that, I'm gonna have to put him in D. Okay, Goku and Frieza. Okay, now Goku and Frieza, they're so good in terms of damage. They're some of the most damaging units in the game, and now that Tien has gotten his awakening, and then both Tien and Frieza are in the new all-out category with the new LR Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta. I mean, they're just still one of the best units in the game. I mean, they've got a godly leader skill, which is 177% to all stats, and then their team just got buffed with the new LR. They're going in S rank. Okay. Full Power Frieza. Now, Full Power Frieza is, I think, slept on. Now, the reason for that is that Full Power Frieza, in order for him to be at his max power, in order to be at his full potential, he needs to, you need to be at, like, have, like, very little health. Like, you have to be, like, close to maybe, like, 30% HP. Like, you need to lose, like, 70% of your total HP, because the more HP you lose, the more attack and defense he gets, and the stronger he gets. That's the only downside to him, is that you do run a risk. Like, if you want to see him at his full potential, like dominating and just, like, hitting hard and defending well, he needs, you need to be low on HP, which is a gamble, because, you know, if you take a super attack, say from type disadvantage, you know, you're kind of dead. I mean, but with, like, the additions of, like, Cooler to this character, he's gotten very good. I'm putting him in A. Okay, next is the GT Trio. Now, the GT Trio is still exceptionally good. The only problem is they're restricted to 2 categories. I believe it's Joint Forces and Seekers of the Dragon Ball. And I mean, their leader skill is godly. I mean, they give 4 ki and 170% to stats. I mean, they lead the Dragon Ball Seekers team. They're just really good. Their leader skill is amazing. They still hit and defend very well. But because of the restriction to only 2 categories so far, I'm gonna have to put him in B. Okay, LR Baby. Now, LR Baby, from what I've used him, he's very good. I mean, there's no other way to put it. He's just really good. He's got his Great Ape transformation that you can use when you fall under 40% HP, which is great for Super Battle Road. He gets stronger when facing pure or hybrid Saiyan category enemies, which in Extreme Super Battle Road, you almost always fight either a pure or hybrid Saiyan. So, because of his viability in so many ways, he is so good in being able to use him on some of the toughest events of the game. He's going in A. Now, Gohan and Goten, I don't think there has to be a lot said. They're still really good. You know, they hit like trains. They still hit extremely hard. They've got their active skill, which, although some people might say it's a bit restrictive, which I understand. You have to be like facing one enemy. You have to be under, I believe it is maybe 58% HP, I think. I could double check that, but I'm pretty sure you have to be like under a certain HP threshold, and you have to be facing one enemy. I mean, they still hit very hard, like I've said before. They can tank really well. For that, they're going on S rank. Kale and Caulifla, I mean, what else needs to be said? For a long time, they were the best units in the game. You know, they hit moderately well. Like, they're not like crazy damage dealers like Goku and Frieza, or like Beerus and Whis, but what they make up for is their like stacking defense. Like, they are the best units in terms of like long events like Infinite Dragon Ball History and Legendary Goku event. They're like the #1 unit you want to run, because on 12 and 18 key they raise defense, and they have multiple super attacks, because depending on the enemy that you're facing, like representative of Universe 7 or Universe Survival Saga category enemy, or like a pure Saiyan category enemy, they get like several additional attacks. Like, this unit can attack can do like 4 to 5 super attacks depending on the enemy. Like, if you're fighting in the Legendary Goku event and you're fighting STR UI Goku, they can attack like 4 to 5 times. Like, they're like just nuts, and they can't be touched because of their defense. And they also have a chance to dodge. They're going on S rank. Okay, now we've got the LR Androids. Now, the LR Androids, when they first came out, they were very good. They were exceptional units. But as time goes on, they're starting to decrease in their value because of their, like many units, their lack of defense. Now, don't get me wrong, in terms of just like normal events in the game, they can defend. Like, don't get that twisted, they can defend. The issue is when you're doing some of the harder events in the game, like Super Battle Road or Extreme Super Battle Road. And for units to be considered, you know, like S tier, as we can see up top, they need to be able to hit as well as defend very well, because in this new meta, defense is key. I mean, they still have that exchange with Android 16. Now, Android 16 is a different story. Android 16 is amazing. The only issue is that it's not a permanent exchange. If it was a permanent exchange where you just exchange into Android 16, they would be probably in S tier. But due to complications, they're gonna have to go in A. Now, God Goku has a great leader skill. Pure and hybrid Saiyans, come on. It doesn't get better than that. Sure, it's only 130%, but for the first 7 turns of a fight, Goku has a 50% chance to dodge as well as crit. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's not going to be very good in the long run. No, because God Goku is not meant for long runs. He is meant for Super Battle Road, Extreme Super Battle Road, as well as Dokkan Battlefield. Now, because of his viability, like even after the 7 turns, he can still attack and defend very well. Because I believe on his 12 and 18 key, he greatly raises attack and defense. So like, he can defend as well as attack, even after the 7 turns. And I mean, because of his leader skill, combining pure and hybrid Saiyans, that's I mean, I don't want to say, pure Saiyans you could argue is like the best category in the game. I mean, hybrid Saiyans is no slouch either. But because of his amazing viability, he's going in S rank. Spirit Bomb absorbed Goku. Okay, now Spirit Bomb absorbed Goku. He's just like really good even now. I mean, he creates rainbow orbs. He's self-sufficient. He gets more ki per rainbow orb, and he creates them. He also lowers attack and defense and seals on his super attack, and you will almost always get his 18 key because he creates the rainbow orbs. He gets attack and defense per orb. I mean, there doesn't really have to be... there's nothing else that needs to be said. I mean, he's going in S rank. Okay, now Physical Gogeta and Vegito. Now, these two, when they first came out, were considered some of the best units in the game, and rightfully so. After 5 turns, you're under 50% HP, they fuse, fully heal you. They still attack and defend very well. Very well. They still do that. Even to this day. They're still extremely viable, some of the hardest events in the game. But there are units now that have overshadowed them in the form of the new blue fusions. And for that, they're going to go in A rank, because they're still extremely good. The only issue is they've been kind of overshadowed now with some of the newer units in this game. I think I might start moving some people down. Like, for example, I think I might move Cell as well as Broly into the trash rank. Because honestly, they're like kind of underwhelming and no one really runs them. LR Tech Broly. Okay, LR Tech Broly, easily. Not a lot needs to be said. They hit like a freight train. Well, not they, but Broly hits like a freight train with his active skill. After 4 turns, he transforms, and then you can use his active skill immediately. I mean, it's just like the Super Saiyan 4s. There's no restriction. Turn 4, transform, active skill, boom, go. He hits a 10 million attack set in Super Battle Road. You win. And I know people are going to say, but he can't defend. No, Broly can defend. He just needs to super attack first. That's why you always want to put him in the 2nd slot. Or the 3rd slot if you want to float him. But I mean, Broly still to this day, like, hits extremely hard. And he gets additional super attacks if there are 2 or more enemies. And in Super Battle Road, there's almost always 2 or more enemies. So Broly, you're going to go safely into S rank. Okay, AGL LR Gohan. And so I'm just gonna pair these two together because they have this. Actually, no. Gohan is great in terms of the long events, so like Legendary Goku event, Infinite Dragon Ball History, because he permanently stacks defense. The only issue with him is, I guess, my issue with some other characters that transform is it's so damn restrictive. You have to have an android's category ally. You have to be under a certain HP threshold and after a certain amount of turns from the start of battle. That's my issue with him. You barely get to see Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. Barely. And for that, putting him in A. Now Cell. Cell is a different story. And I know people are going to be like, well, Cell's is even worse. You have to be under 30%. But with Cell, he is a monster and a god, both defensively as well as offensively. Well, maybe not a god as offensively, but he still can hit very, very hard in some of the hardest events in the game. Extreme Super Battle Road, Battlefield. He is the MVP of those events, because in Super Battle Road, you can start off with less than 30% HP. After a fight, go into the next fight, Cell immediately transforms and fully heals you. That is a lifesaver. And you can cheese Super Battle Road with that ability. You can cheese it. You cannot use a healing item. Get yourself under 30% HP. Onto the next fight. Cell transforms and heals. And when Cell transforms, he hits like a monster. He also has an active skill. So on the 2nd rotation, so when he comes back on the 3rd turn, you can bust out his active skill. Cell is a monster. For that, he's going on S. Okay, the blue fusions. What else needs to be said? I mean, people maybe underestimate them in their base form, but they still are very good in their base form. All you gotta do is put them in slot 3. In slot 3, they have a 50% chance to dodge, and they have 2 super attacks. 2 on the 3rd slot easily. Then they come back on the 5th turn, they transform into the blue fusions, and once they're transformed, there is nothing in the game that can compare to them. Absolutely nothing. These two are in a tier of their own. They're in the SS tier. Yeah, they're that good. And global players, don't sleep on these guys. Don't sleep on them. They are, I consider them both, either Gogeta or Vegito, to be the best units in the game. Never sleep on them. Okay, now on to Broly, Chile, and Lemmo. Now Broly, Chile, and Lemmo are a little unique and a little odd in how they work. I talked about this more in my previous video, so go check that out. But the way they work is depending on which type of orbs you give them, they can either give the entire rotation attack or a defensive buff, or if you give them physical type key spheres, they give themselves attack and defense. So they also, if you give them 7 orbs, they dodge every single attack. Every single one. Not a single one will be missed. So the only issue then is that they're only on 2 teams. Join forces like movie bosses. But they are so viable in Extreme Super Battle Road and Super Battle Road because of their unique design. Where if you have, I think it's Int and Tech, if you see Int and Tech orbs, you can get more than 7 of those, you immediately give your whole rotation a defense buff as well as guaranteed dodging. So you can put them in the first slot, they can dodge all of the attacks, but at the same time giving your units defense. And that is great because maybe some of your units are lacking in the defensive department. Guess what? Get Tech and Int, boom, you got your defense. Or maybe you want to hit a little harder. Easy. Go for AGL and STR. Or maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you just want them to hit like a freight train. Go for physical. This unit is a little wonky. I'm not going to deny that. They are a little wonky in how they function. But they're still very good. I mean, they carry Extreme Physical, which needs a lot of help. They're going for S. They're going in S tier. Okay. So I think I might start moving this around now that I'm starting to look at this a little bit more. Who do I want to move? I think I might... I don't know. I think I might move in terms of S rank. I think I'll move Cam Caulifla as number 1. They're better than Vegeta. Goku, I think. I'll move Tech Broly a second. God Goku after. I think I also might do this. Yeah. I'm gonna go right here. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so LR Rose, Goku Black. Okay, now Goku Black, Rose. He hits turn 1 like a freight train, so he's just like the new Evolution Blue Vegeta and that Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku. Turn 1, they can hit like freight trains. He can hit like a freight train. Easily, turn 1. The only issue with him is, like a lot of LRs, when getting their 18 key, is key. His only issue is key. What he needs is what he lacks, a good linking partner. He needs a good linking partner for him that gives him key in order for him to dish out his 5-6 million attack stats turn 1. And because of his restriction when it comes to key and being able to be consistent, which is the issue with many of these, well, not many of these characters, but it is an issue with some of like the really big damage dealers of the game, is consistency. If you don't get them the specific requirements needed, they will not be as impressive as you may think. And for that, he's going in A. And I also forgot to mention is that he also has a rage mode, but that's after 6 turns, which is not something you're going to see very often, other than in Infinite Dragon Ball History and the Legendary Goku event. So it's not going to be very useful to you in like Super Battle Road or Extreme Super Battle Road, Battlefield, or Dokkan events. And for that, he's going in A. Okay, so we're going to go down here to LR Vegeta and Nappa. Okay, now LR Vegeta and Nappa are a unit that people, I would say, kind of hate on a lot. and that's only because they don't do a lot of damage. But the thing is, what I don't think people understand is that's not their purpose. They're not meant to do damage. They're meant to be a defensive juggernaut, because Nappa raises defense on both on his 12th key, and he's also an AoE. He raises defense on both 18 and 12, but on the 12 he's an AoE. Guess what? Super Battle Road. You want an AoE unit to damage all the units. Guess what? You got Vegeta and Nappa right there. And they also have really good defense. And even though they may not hit hard, they can damn well defend perfectly. And on the 3rd turn, they have an active skill, which guarantees you dodging. Yes, it kills your attack, but guess what? You have guaranteed dodging. So you put them on the first slot where you see all their super attacks, where you see all of their super attacks. Guess what? Active skill, boom, you dodge every single one. You take no damage. And on turn 4, your HP is under 50%, which is not very uncommon in Super Battle Road. Again, you can cheese it like Cell. Actually, no, that's wrong, because Cell's doesn't have a turn condition. Vegeta and Nappa's does, which is after 4 turns. I apologize for that. But after 4 turns, you're in a fight, you're into 50%. Boom, Vegeta comes out, and he's a better defensive unit than Nappa, and he hits hard. He gives himself ki, and depending on the enemy that you're fighting, which could be only a single enemy left, which I think is pretty reasonable. After 4 turns, you only have a single enemy left. Guess what? Vegeta can probably activate his full passive, where and like I said, he just hits harder as well. Give him his 24 ki, he's super effective against all types. So Vegeta and Nappa is a unit I feel like people just like to hate on. He's extremely underrated, and is a unit that deserves more credit than is given, because his viability in so many events, and for that I'm putting him in S rank. Now the last unit we're going to talk about, which I don't think a lot has to be said, is LRUI Goku. LRUI Goku easily, not in S rank, but he's on there with the Blue Fusions. Personally, I don't think he's better than the Blue Fusions, because he's so reliant on RNG, which is that 70% chance to dodge. I think it's for the first 7 turns, and then after that it's 50%. But he does build up attack and defense every single time he dodges, as well as ki, so he has that on his side. But again, for me, it's like he's too RNG based, so he's not as which is the exact problem with Rose. He's not always consistent, because think about it, we've all had those times where we have like units that are supposed to dodge, but guess what? They don't dodge. Like STR Whis. I was using STR Whis earlier. He didn't dodge 2 attacks, and he has a 70% chance. But you'd think that with the 70% chance, it'd be pretty consistent, like he dodged consistently. No. He's too heavily RNG based, but that doesn't take away the fact that he does have a 70% chance to dodge, and when he dodges, he gives himself attack and defense, and he, when fully built up, is a defensive and offensive juggernaut. But he cannot compete with the Blue Fusions after they fuse. After the Blue Fusions turn blue, nothing stops them. They're absolutely unbeatable. And so there it is, guys. That is today's video. This is the LR tier list that I made. Please comment down below. Maybe you think a unit is too high, maybe you want a unit to be lowered, maybe you want a unit to be moved up. Maybe you guys don't agree with the fact that I put STR, Broly, and Cell in trash. Please leave your comments down below. I'll read your comments and respond. And please make sure to check out part 2, which will be coming out tomorrow. Please like, share, subscribe. And I have seen that some of you who have watched my videos haven't subscribed. I would really appreciate it if you would just go down there, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.